Alright guys, so I just finished editing this video and I just want to apologise for the audio. It is still fine, everything's still okay, it just does not sound as good as it does right now. It's just a little bit off, I had it on the wrong setting, so I do apologise, but nevertheless, hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. It'll be fixed for the next one, and I'll catch you guys then. Yo, what's going on guys, it's your boy Azzy here, back with a brand new video. In today's video boys, what we're actually going to be talking about is why you guys should switch to exponential settings. If you guys are still playing linear, hopefully this video can either change your mind or make your mind up, at least if you're a new controller player, if you want to start on linear, if you want to start on exponential, or if you want to stick to either. But guys, just before I get into that, if you could do me a huge favor, you guys probably already know what I'm gonna ask, you know, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, but we're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year, guys, and if you could just hit that sub button if you are new. Over 97% of you that watch the channel are actually not subscribed, so just a few more percent of you just need to subscribe so we could hit that 3,000 subscriber mark. But yeah, now that's over and done with, guys, I'm actually going to run you through just a few pros and a few cons, like a few differences between exponential and linear, because in my last video, if you guys did go and watch that one, then you realize that it was more just me playing and obviously me talking about it as well. But this video, I'm going to actually kind of go a bit more in depth and just talk about the pros and cons and just like the differences between them both. So first off, we have linear uses a raw stick input. And if you didn't know, exponential does not do that. Exponential causes smaller stick movements to have less of an effect, allowing for more precision. So basically what this means is on exponential, you can just run a higher sensitivity and you can be more accurate with that higher sensitivity. On linear, you still can, but like it's a lot more flicky. I'd say linear is probably the closest you can get to like PC movement, and then exponential is just the controller movement, like the L2, R2, legacy kind of controls. Like obviously not as overpowered because they have nerfed aim assist and just a lot of things on controller, but that is the closest you guys will get. So linear, I would say, is more a bit like PC. You'll be able to pull off flick shots and stuff like that. You can still on exponential, but it's just a lot easier to build and a lot easier just to control stuff on linear than it is on exponential. But that being said, guys, I'm not saying that there's like a huge disadvantage to exponential, because I've been on exponential the whole time and I can build and do everything else just like a linear player. So there must just be like a tiny difference, but there is a huge difference in the aiming on linear and exponential. That is obviously what like determines what you guys choose, okay? Because if you guys played back in the day on the legacy controls, then which was the L2, R2 kind of meta spam that everyone used to kind of cry about, which was understandable, do you know what I mean? It was kind of overpowered back then, but exponential is the closest you guys will get to that, all right? Exponential basically helps at long range and with aim just in general, and then linear just does better builds, edits, and it's just a bit more consistent. But they're both good close range, because like as soon as you're on a controller and you have that aim assist, they're both good on close range. But I just feel like with exponential, you hit harder pumps, and you're gonna hear everyone saying it, and it's going to sound crazy, I know. The only reason I do say this is because literally what exponential has as its definition is exponential causes smaller stick movement to have less of an effect, allowing for more precision. So if you were just that little bit off, or like let's say you just moved your aim a little bit, you guys wouldn't really notice it too much with exponential. With linear, you could whip your shot all the way to the right hand side. So exponential is better for aiming, linear is better for building, but I wouldn't say exponential is that bad for building anyway. But yeah, like I said, guys, with exponential, you guys will be able to make micro adjustments in exponential settings. With linear, it's very hard to fine tune and like make your shot just a little bit over to the left and a little bit over to the right. It's just a little bit more forgiving, I would say, with exponential. I don't notice it because I don't really ever play linear. If you guys want to see that for a video, me play linear settings, then make sure to let me know, because I'll be kind of down. I've never really tried it, so it'd be like my first raw time trying. I just went straight over to exponential because it was the closest that you guys could get to the legacy controls, and I didn't want to learn a whole new look input curve when they come out, so I just basically just jumped on exponential, and now everyone like a year later is kind of jumping on exponential. I'm just going to run through a few pros as well, guys, that did make the change from linear to exponential, or they're already exponential players. I'll probably miss a fair few, but this is just like off the top of my head that I have there. I know CRR used to play on exponential, I know Unknown Armor used to play on Exponential, Wavy Jacob used to play on Exponential, Let's used to play on Exponential, and Reet used to play on Exponential. So they're like the top controller players anyway, and they all used to play on Exponential settings. I know that they did change recently. Let's did actually change back, so I'm just going to tell you that right now instead of like being like, no, he's still playing it, he's still playing it. He did change back, he just obviously didn't agree with it. And like I said, it's not for everyone, and I'm not trying to convince you to change, but I'm just saying, like, take into account, like, this is the better aim system on Exponential than it is on Linear. But like I said, if you want to go for that flicky and real nice clean looking builds and just easier to build, then obviously move to Linear. But yeah, like I said, if you're looking for that kind of PC look and flicky kind of playstyle, that is mainly a Linear kind of style. So yeah, if you want someone to reference with that flicky kind of playstyle, it kind of is Letchy, you know, like he always used to be doing the flick shots on controller and stuff. And yeah, he really did do well on Linear, but he ended up changing to Exponential, and I didn't think that he really didn't get on with it. Like, he's still smashing people, but obviously he must have felt that he was not agreeing with it, so he ended up changing back. But guys, one of the last couple things I want to talk about is the no acceleration for Exponential settings. So when you're on Linear and you move the analog all the way to the right hand side, like to the max that it will go, it will start accelerating at like a 13% rate. You can obviously change that rate as well, and I don't like that. All right, I like to have complete control on my aim and just on my movement in general. So like if I'm all the way to the right, that's as far as it's going to go. It's not going to accelerate for me. There's no inconsistencies. Like, I just feel like with the acceleration, it just kind of could throw you off, you know, like if you're not used to it or anything like that, or if it just catches you off guard and you didn't mean to push your analog all the way to the left or all the way to the right, and it starts adding that acceleration, it could just whip your shot. So I just kind of stick with no acceleration for Exponential settings, and that's that, you know. Like, I don't really mess with the acceleration because I want to try and get as close as possible to them legacy look controls that were back out in the game, like in chapter 1 and stuff like that, because they was when aim assist was the strongest, and the settings that I have right now, they kind of mimic how the game used to run. Like, obviously not with the L2, R2, but I can beam people from so far, and when it comes up close range, I always used to have good accuracy anyway because I played Call of Duty before with no aim assist and with aim assist, so it's always been like in my blood, I guess you could say, to play like first person shooters, third person shooters. So my aim's already been there, but this is just for you guys that just... But yeah, this was definitely a different kind of video that I've usually made. I just wanted to talk about it because I know in my last video I didn't really talk as much as I would like to about the topics. I just kind of recorded it live. That is the problem with recording live, you know. I can barely multitask sometimes. Back in Call of Duty, I used to be able to multitask, play the game, dominate and do well, but Fortnite, I have to try a little bit harder, you know. I have to try a little bit harder. So hopefully this has kind of cleared a few things up. In the background, guys, you've probably just been watching either some zone wars or just any kind of gameplay that I have. Like, don't take this for reference. It's just, I've just cleaned my PC and I've just had everything clean, so I just had to jump on and get some gameplay. But if you guys did enjoy this and you are thinking about changing to Exponential settings, please do let me know, all right? Or if you're sticking on Linear and there's something about Linear that I do not know that you guys are really like smashing it with, then please do let me know, you know, because that's just how we are on the channel. And like I said, we're trying to hit that 3,000 subscriber mark on the channel, so if you guys are new, subscribe, and you've made it this far in the video, that's quite an accomplishment, because I don't know if I could listen to myself for that long. But yeah, it's been your boy Aaron, not Azzy, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and hopefully this just clears up what Exponential is and what Linear is and why I choose Exponential settings over Linear settings. And if you want to see a video in the future of me trying Linear settings, then please do let me know as well. It's been your boy Aaron, not Azzy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. And a peace out, baby.